the conversation in. What's good, Lee?
hmm What's good, bro? How you feeling today, Freeze?
Man, you know the vibe, man. It's same shit, different day. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
But it is what it is. It's the everyday struggle. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here this morning about 4 o'clock. This old ass house that I'm in, the damn thing went out like I was telling you earlier. So now you now your
hmm
man's just sitting in the dark. You know what I'm saying? But
hmm
otherwise than that, man, things are what they are. Shout out to my man Bully, you know what I'm saying, who probably would have been here but couldn't for personal reasons, man. I just hope everything work out for my man Boulevard 73.
hmm
Yeah, man.
hmm
Yeah, man. So the topic for today's show, bro, angry black man.
hmm
And as I think about the angry black man, I often think about the triggers, right? Right? Not the blocko. I ain't talking about the blocko. I'm talking about the triggers that
I,
that cause black men to stay in an ever morphing state of angriness. Are you that dude? Why you that dude? You got your eyebrows pinched up. You angry already? Y'all look at
nah, nah, I'm
Lee
not.
and Lee angry already.
Nah, not necessarily. I'm angry. I'm always what my man say to me. He said, "You got a face of discernment. It's not
Oh,
like you angry. It's just like my normal resting face is like because I'm always sitting there analyzing shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm breaking down damn near every word you're saying. I'm very detail oriented when it comes to certain things. You know, especially conversations, because I don't want to be misunderstood, nor do I want to misunderstand you. But
yeah.
with that
Frederick
said,
Frederick said stoic. Frederick said stoic. I was thinking, stoic is a good thing. It's just mean it's a clean slate, right?
hmm
Um, what I would say is um maybe seriousness and calm at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Like you could be calm and serious at the same time. You know what I'm saying? But
hmm
but listen, is there a such thing as an angry black man, or is that just a made up term by somebody that is not a black man? Is it a label?
I think it's a label sometimes.
Okay.
Majority of the time, yeah. Are there a few angry black men out here? Oh hell yeah,
Right, right,
yeah, and for justified reasons. But it's all about how you channel your anger
right,
in life.
right. It's to me it's akin to the label of the frustrated white man, right? The frustrated white man walking around like with his butt clenched up, always stressed
hmm
about stuff like bills
hmm
and his standing in the neighborhood and all that stuff. Like how certain white guys are in that perpetual state of frustration because regardless how high they ascend, they are never appreciated for who they are. Shout out to my man
hmm
Bully is in the building. Bully, salute. Hope all is well.
mm.
Hope all is well.
Yeah, all right, that's what's up, baby. That's
Yeah,
what's
man.
up,
It's
bro.
so it's I think that the angry black man thing may be a label that's put on black men.
hmm
You
hmm
know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think labels are put on white men also, like the frustrated white man. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
That's frustrated with everything in life because regardless of what he gets to, he wants to be some aspires to be somewhere else.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
hmm
So what's your thing? What's your opinion on it?
on the angry white man. I mean, I don't have no opinion because I'm not white, but I can give you an
No,
opinion on
no, no,
being
not
black.
not the
Yeah.
angry white man.
hmm Uh, how can I say? If you ever, have you ever? You've been through this. I'm pretty sure. Like where you felt like you've done everything possible in this world. Like you went through everything. You did it the right way, and you feel like you made the right connections with the right people, and you feel like you treated them well, and and, and they received you well. And when you try to get to a certain point in your life, it's just like, oh hell no. You know what I'm saying? No, not you. We saw somebody else out there, and it might be something that you particularly are missing, but you feel like you connected all the dots. You know what I mean? And and you try to make this up. It's, I hate to say this word, but you try to play the game in a sense, and you try to I don't know, please people, but you can't please everybody, and you end up taking yourself out. So you end up getting angry over little stupid stuff like that.
Right. Cowboy Bob says all men are angry. When they say black, it's a way to control a group of men. Okay. Okay. I see you. I see you, Cowboy Bob. Thank you for that comment too, by the way. Thank
For,
you.
for
Thank you
real,
for
bro.
contributing to the conversation. My thing is it ultimately, you know, when it comes to labels, I think some labels are lazy
hmm
and some labels are just. But
hmm
the thing about the just labels are, in my opinion, they are so few and far between that when you see it, it's accommodating to your sense of security. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, for instance, um um when you see a group of guys and when you see a group of guys, say construction workers, when you see a group of construction workers getting off at 5 o'clock, in your
hmm
mind, you like just label that, man, them some hardworking dudes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it's just, and I
hmm
know that's an easy way. I know that's an easy way of putting a label on somebody, but labels like that are so. Even though it may just be just, it may not be. But in my mind, when you see that, you like, yeah, you know. But then other labels though, like the angry black man label, I'm not sure if it's justified. But here
Oh
is,
nah.
but I'll give you some examples of where it may be justified, but for the wrong reason. Rap
I can
music.
give you a couple of what. Oh yeah.
When you listen to rap music, all rap music says, and I'm not saying that everybody listens to rap. I don't listen. If you don't like rap, I'm not trying to get you to listen to it. What I'm saying is when you listen to say rap music, most of the lyrics are about the biscuit and about the peaches. They talk
hmm
about is guns and coochie. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you listen, and if that's all you like, guns and coochie, listen, that's fine. I mean, I don't have a beef with you. I mean, I'm a guns owner myself.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? I have a beater in here, a you know a little beater in case somebody break in the house. I got my favorite joint. It's a 45. I like to, you know what I'm saying? It's my scary, you know what I'm saying, joint. Got some 22s for
Loud.
target practice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my thing is I don't know if I want to just hear 78 minutes of that of who you shot at cross
Nah.
town. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And for what reason?
But if you are Spanish, if you are whatever, if you're a non-black and you hear these rap lyrics, you think every
hmm
black man is angry. I mean, think about it. Would you consider Ice Cube an angry black man?
I know. Not right now. Not at this point in his life.
But
He
did
shouldn't be.
you consider him an angry black man in the beginning?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, of course, because I mean, but you got to understand too the climate.
Yeah.
I'm not saying every. I'm not saying you. I'm gonna tell you like this. His situation has changed, and he's not no longer in that environment where it's perpetuated. The anger is perpetuated, where you got to be on guard every day. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You're not living. He's not living in minimum circumstances anymore,
Right.
or under that. You know.
Right.
Fortunately, for his sake, he got him and his family out of that situation. You
He
know,
was the
and
guy. He was the guy. Right. He was the guy
mm,
that said, "God damn, I'm glad y'all set it off. Used to be hard. Now you just wet and soft. Used to be down with the AK, and now I
mhm,
see you on videos with Michelle." Right. See
mhm,
how even in that example, he referenced the
mhm,
biscuit and abroad.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying?
mhm. You talking about, but bro, you talking about the late '80s and even the early '90s to some degree. And you got to understand the social climate was a lot different than to some degree now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like it was less inclusive to some degree. You know, I mean, and I'm not saying that have we invaded, have we gotten to the promised land where there's a lot more black people who are millionaires now than they were back then.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A lot more people are more socially accepted considering compared to
Okay.
back then. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Also, too, you got to think around in that climate in that time. Especially what we noticed now. God bless since Mr. Floyd. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot more police brutality and black men being beaten or killed. You know what I'm saying? But now that we got the cameras and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? That can't be, it can't be that way. You can't marginalize us like you used to. Those are those people who wanted you. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
So you're alluding to black men being marginalized back in the day led them towards being angry.
yeah, mass
Okay.
incarcerated.
Right. So okay.
The fact that hold on a
So,
second, the fact that excuse me, I'm sorry, because I want to get the rest of my point. The fact that you know what I'm saying, a lot of these kids now don't have a father. You know what I'm saying?
okay,
Or didn't
let me
really
get to
know
the
their
first
father.
part of that though. Let me get to the first part
Hmm.
because you said three things that I wanted to get to. I just want to no
Hmm.
disrespect to your topic. I
No,
just want
no,
to
no,
make
no.
sure that we don't skip bases on your 3 points, right?
Hmm.
So there's a frustration point, there's a marginalized point, and there is a what's the word I'm looking for?
Lack of
So
leadership in the home.
it's a word for not being around. Presence.
Hmm.
Presence. So there's a frustration, and then there's a present. So I guess what the first thing you said mentioned marginalized. You know what? I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I do feel like every group, like white ladies, black men, white men, to all my yellow people, all my red people, all my brown people, we do tend to feel like we are marginalized in certain events, right? Like
Hmm.
for instance, if you're a Spanish American, you could think like, how come we've never had a Spanish American president? You know what I'm saying? You know, and I would say to them, hey man, there's only been one black president. You know,
Hmm.
um
And he wasn't all
and
the
so
way black.
yeah, and then too for the outsiders looking in, you know what I'm saying? The white ladies are like, well, y'all talking about that. You know what I'm saying? What about us? And there has not been a white woman president, right? You know, so
Hmm.
it's there's a lot of stuff that go into it. The marginalized thing,
Hmm.
though, I think what happens is a lot of people are marginalized and it goes beyond cameras, like what you mentioned before,
Hmm.
right?
Mhm.
because every white woman doesn't look like Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? I got I
Mhm.
got I got I have white friends. They definitely don't look, act, behave like her.
Mhm. Mhm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
The marginalizing thing, I think, with black men, I think sometimes we marginalize ourselves.
I'm gonna have to push back against. I mean, well, we do that because of oh man, I hate to bring this up, but I think it is, and I don't want to come off as a cop out, but you know what I'm saying. I truly believe in this Willie Lynch thing. This. You know how they always have us pitted against each other, the light against the dark, the old against the young. You know, uh,
The rich against
the
the
male against
poor.
the rich against the poor.
Yeah,
Exactly, because
man.
you know, because I mean, because listen, as much as we got, when segregation came in, I mean, we desegregated, and we were offered jobs. Our communities were gone. Our communities were gone. You know what I'm saying? So, like the black doctor didn't live up the street no more. You know what I'm saying? Him and his family live down over here because I'm the first black family on this block.
Okay.
And my, on this community. There's a lot of black people who wanted to be the first to do this and first to do that. But then we also too forgot what we left behind. We left the culture, we left our people, we left a lot of things behind after, because of segregation or the fact the lack thereof segregation. I was watching it was crazy. I was watching well, I'm not gonna go there. But the fact that we did that, you know what I mean, and we just lost our community. I constantly say that. We constantly lost our community.
I think you're wrong, bro.
Okay.
Or you didn't explain it, or you didn't explain it in a way that I could get it. Maybe you didn't explain it in a way that I can get it, and that's not on you. Maybe that's on me. But
Mm.
but to me, to say the cream rising to the top, and you know what I'm saying, the cream rising to the, because when cream rises to the top, it gets out of the vessel. What about the other stuff
Of
that's in the
course.
vessel, right? Like when rich black people move out of the community, what are the other black people there
Mhm.
for? I mean, the black, everybody didn't move, just one person moved.
Yeah. It's not necessarily one person because you got to
Okay.
think it's not just the doctor, but it's the dentist, it's the lawyer, it's the dude. You know what I'm saying? Who owned the pharmacy and he moved it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It might be the guy who owns the cleaners. You know, and maybe the family that still maybe owns the grocery store that still might be there.
Right.
But you know, and no, and nothing. And you got to think back then that was nothing wrong for that. It was just about seeking better opportunities for what was then what our children of that time. So I mean, it's crazy. You can. I mean, it's so many different perspectives you can look at it from, and nobody has a true pinpoint correct perspective. But the fact
Right.
is that we just forgot how to learn how to pick each other up and bring each other along. Because sometimes, because believe it or not, if I look at a lot of these fairly mega rich people of color,
Uh-huh.
and I don't see them back. I'm not saying you have to go back to the hood and you gotta bring somebody up, but you should. I think you
Okay.
should. You know what I'm saying?
I listen, man. I think you should, but at the same time, I'm gonna ask you a question I'm gonna ask you a question that's impossible to answer. But I gotta ask it just so that the question can be heard.
Hmm.
Of all the advice, ladies and gentlemen in the chat, of all the advice that you've ever given out in your life, what percentage of that advice that was given was used by the person you was talking to?
Oh God, you talking to somebody who coached football? You got to talk about somebody who led men. You talking to somebody You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. I was very fortunate enough to coach the kids, and I was very fortunate to coach a few kids who had opportunities to even go from me to college into into the league, and one of which was Mr. Bruce Irvin, who's still currently, I think he's back with Seattle. And I can always say that I can't say he took my advice, but I had a fingerprint on his life. You know what I'm saying? I got some kind of fingerprint on his life where I helped influence him to get to where, to keep him on this path. Now, not every one of my kids I could save. You can't save them all. That means you can give advice, but if you don't get it, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody comprehends things the same, or not even people receive your message or understand where it comes from and
So it
give
sounds
advice.
like you're saying about 90% of the advice that you gave out went unused. About 90% of it. You just talking to
Of
hear
course.
yourself talk when it comes to advice.
Yeah, but you know what though? But see, you know what? You can take it like that, but it takes a heart to, you got to have some kind of love for somebody or something to even take your time to even give a fuck. To say, excuse my language, to even give a person, you know what I'm saying, something. You know, I had one of my first mentors as a young black man. His name was Sergeant J.T. Jones, Sergeant First Class J.T. Jones, combat veteran. You
Okay.
know, one of the few last Vietnam vets that was still in the military when I was there.
Okay.
And God bless him. I hope he's still alive. Um, This man said, if you see a brother out there who even he's seeking knowledge, and you know something, it is your obligation. It is your responsibility to pass on some knowledge and information. Whether he takes it or not, that's not on you, but you gave him a tool. You gave him a tool to help himself. You know what I'm saying? It goes with that cliche. You can bring him a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can take a man fishing, you can go fishing with a man. How'd I go? Cliche. You can go feed a man a fish, but you can teach him how to fish. But if he doesn't fish, he can't feed himself. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, you could
Whatever.
throw
How that
fish
other
sticks.
cliche goes.
Yeah, you could throw fish sticks in the microwave and feed 4 kids or something. How I don't understand. I understand the
Yeah.
saying you know what I'm saying. But
But I'm trying to get to the point. Well, I'm trying to get to a point of ultimately saying that you know we can always. That's just in general in life. That's not even by color. In general life, you can always try to strive to reach out to help somebody, but it's up to them to sit down and take it and listen. It's like
okay,
a teacher, like sitting down in the classroom listening to your freaking teachers.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But I was asking that question because when you mentioned talent leaving the community, the point that I was getting
Hmm.
at is even if that talent returned to the community to try to give
Hmm.
something back, only about
Hmm.
90%, about 10% of what he said is going to stick, and the other 90% is going to go into thin air. But that person, that man or that woman, spent 100% of their time. That time that they spent there, you know what I'm saying, giving
Hmm.
back, they can't ever get that
Hmm.
time back. You know what
I
I'm saying?
understand that.
So now it's like, do I go back and spend these 3 hours? You know what I'm saying? And only reach one
Mhm.
person, or do I just chill out, man, and then hope that one person find it on his own?
I mean, that's the
And
hell of a
and
question.
remember and remember these places that we come from. The reason why you left is because it didn't suit you, right? You leave this place because it
Hmm.
doesn't suit you anymore, right?
Hmm.
So say you live on Jackson Ave, you know what I'm saying? And you grew up, mom and pops worked the community, blah blah blah, boom boom boom. It's kind of rough. You make it out of there, and you rent an apartment down the street from your pops and them. Place come open, but when you
Hmm.
graduate, you start making some bread. You like, yo, I can't live here. You know what I'm saying? I got to move somewhere else.
Hmm.
right? Now, do you as Dr. Lee, do you go back and visit those 3 hours a week?
I mean, you gotta feel what's important to you. What I mean, where's your true obligations? You know, and
Yeah,
you know, and I can't tell nobody what to do with their time or with their money or with anything. Excuse me, but you know, it's how they feel in their heart and if they feel what's important to them. You know what I'm saying? So I can't knock them. You know what I'm saying? If Doctor John Brown Hand wanted to come back and be like, listen, I'm opening up a clinic because I know I come from this neighborhood and these people are underserved.
right.
I can't be mad at that brother because he
Okay,
feels like it's necessary in his heart. You know,
okay. What I'm getting at is the neighborhood shouldn't be looking for that doctor. The neighborhood should be creating another one.
of course.
That,
But
that's
how
what
do you
I'm. That's
create
what I'm
another
getting at.
one? Really, I get what you're saying, but and I get that point. But also too now, if another one doesn't come back down to help develop one and nurture one, how are we gonna get that one?
The
Because
same way
see,
you got the same way you got the first one.
but the first time you got to think we talking about during segregation.
No, I'm talking about
Now
right now.
we're
I'm
talking
talking
about
about right now.
right now. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you know, that's just like hmm, I wanted to say something, but
You did a chop
I'm
blow
gonna
just
say that.
now. You did a chop blow. You was like,
Nah,
Said, shout out to
nah,
chop
nah. I'm
blow.
gonna say, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do this though. I'm gonna say this though. But nah. Let's go to the other because you said I had 3 points and we still stuck on this one. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Nah,
we have.
the reason why I wanted to drill down on this is because
Mhm.
if a community can create one doctor, I feel like it's the breeding ground to create more doctors. Right.
Hopefully.
That's ultimately what I'm getting at. The same soil that one
Hmm.
seed thrived in is the same soil that'll be there for the next seed or seeds because the more you do it, the easier it should get, right?
That's see, but you got to think about what kind of influences are in around it because see, you have to just like everything, weather and and climate will dictate the environment. You understand what I'm saying? For you to
Right,
nurture something,
right.
so you gotta keep the climate the same and the environment somewhat clean in order to get the somewhat the same type of product.
Okay. Okay. And so what I'm getting at is once you're able to handle one, then you're able to handle two. Right. Once you're able to handle two,
Hmm.
now you're able to handle three.
Hmm.
Is the things that I'm getting at. But ultimately what I'm getting at with the angry black man thing is this. I think some of the societal factors do come into play, but
Hmm.
some of the societal factors are so low, the bar is so low for them. I think we could get over them if we tried, right?
Hmm.
Like the other day when we were talking about tax time, man, at tax
Hmm.
time, ain't no man, black fam. Listen, man. Listen, man. At tax time, families are spending their money on big screen TVs and Xboxes when they could be putting that money in a college fund to help their kids. Think about if you just did that every year until that kids from the time they born until the time that they graduate from high school. You don't have to put the whole. You don't have to put, man, Lee. I know a lady that got $9,100 back on her taxes.
Mm.
$9,100, bro. Right? This was in February. In July, she was asked at my desk, asked for, hey man, let me borrow $5 till Friday. What? $5 till Friday? It's like, So yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
But you
it's
see, but see
okay, bro.
that right there, that particular topic right there, you know, I hate to say this the way I want to say it, but I'm gonna have to forgive me, Freezy. Acting like a nigga that ain't never had shit. That's the problem. And I hate to use that word.
She ain't acting like that, bro.
No, no,
She
when they had
is
that
that. She is
yeah, when
that.
you get that money, when you get that money in your hand, all you can see is, I want this, I need that, I want this. You're not seeing the forest before the trees. You're still looking at the grass, you know?
Right, right, right. Now, my thing
You
is
know?
my thing is ultimately some of these people ain't faking, bro. Some of these people, that's real life for them.
Well,
Them
yeah.
people,
That's because,
that don't have nothing, they ain't acting like it, bro. They live that life. That's why when they get a
hmm
little something, they throw 22s on a boyfriend 2007 Honda Accord.
like, really, you really needed that. Of all things
Yeah,
you needed that. How about you? And the engine ain't worth shit.
right. And then the transmission ain't built to turn 22-inch wheels. You know what I'm saying? People forget transmissions turn. Man, if people don't stop, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
And then about 18 months later, now they got to get a new transmission on the Honda. Now the next tax check got to go towards that. You feel me? It's so
I get it.
my point is, my point to it is not that it's not that certain ground is too bad to um grow gems in it, right?
hmm
The thing is I feel like we don't take the time to do it. I think the people that are doing it are getting worked to death. Right?
Oh, that's not a.
Do you know the humble few? Yeah, bro.
No, I was listening to what you said. You talking about the humble few,
I'm
the
sorry.
people that you talking about the humble few. But one thing I want to say though, real talk, is that you know, the fact that the way education. This is where education comes in, and the fact that you know, from the way we are taught from childhood on up to a certain point of our time in life, you know, especially parents and the lack of financial knowledge or literacy, you know, will hurt a person is because they don't never want us to know that, and they being, you know, what I'm saying, the system don't want. They gotta have poor people. They gotta have people who they can work till they're 97, who can make just a certain to do the minimum job.
Okay. Okay.
They gotta have that. So they keep certain communities ignorant.
I'm saying
They gotta.
I'm saying the chosen few get worked to death. And they get work. And I know this because and listen, I know this because the generation ahead of me, the 70, 75-year-olds, they
hmm
tired, bro. They tired.
Oh yeah.
I talk to them all the time. They like, yo, we've been doing this our whole life. We've been trying to save these communities, man, and young people won't step up and do nothing. Well, the reason why, in my mind, they won't really step up and do anything is because they feel like they don't have to. They'll sit on
hmm
their phone and swipe and swipe and swipe and build their social media. A lady told me one time that she had 1,000 followers and she was proud of that. But I was like, but you live in a single wide trailer in a teeny 767 trailer park on a muddy
hmm
road, and y'all got one car. You got 1,000 followers, and you proud of that? And she like, well,
How
what you
how you gonna turn that into bread though? Can you get a dollar? How about this? Can you get $1 every day from one of them thousand, from your thousand followers? If
Right.
you can do that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
Or
now, because
okay.
if you want to brag about it, that's the only way you can brag about it. Man, that's cool. Even 50 Cent.
Yeah. I would say to that is if you have a sphere of influence, like if your influence sphere starts off small
Hmm.
and expands,
Hmm.
right? Then everybody
Hmm.
that gets caught up in your sphere of influence should be affected positively, regardless of race,
Facts. I agree.
right?
I agree.
Because
Should.
because I agree with you, but the money part, I'm like, you know what? I think the money will come with it. I think God will bless you with certain stuff. You know what I'm saying?
When it's
As you
when
go
it's your
along and
time.
along. Yeah, but the
Hmm.
thing is I think in the I believe in the frequency vibration, like
Hmm.
what goes around comes around. I feel
Hmm.
like, you know what I'm saying, you if you put out positive vibes will return to you.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Always
saying?
do that.
And so if you put out if you put out positive vibes to 1 million people, then you might get 1 million positive vibes to one person.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
For sure.
And so it's one of these things where sometimes I feel like, I feel like as black men, we are angry at so many different things that sometimes it's unfair to us as we try to juggle all the topics that we're angry about. Nobody will listen. We're misunderstood.
Hmm.
Nobody will help us because they'll call us soft, right? And then when we lash out, that one moment you lash out, they'll take
Hmm.
that one moment and call you angry.
Bang. And hold on a second. I want to use that for an analogy. And Bully, I hope you're listening because this is what I want to tell you. Now, for an example, like when Van elbowed Julius in the eye, and we're not gonna go on this. We're not gonna stay on this basketball topic, but real quick. But I want to use that. Now, if Julius would have turned around and punched him in the eye, he would have been everything that New York writers would have said. The
Yeah.
angry black disgruntled person who cannot calm
Right.
himself down. That's why Bully, he shouldn't have did what he did. You understand what I'm saying? That's why. For what we're talking about right here, because we're trying to get rid of certain labels in life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We're trying to be at peace in certain other types of ways. So we can't always just react a knee jerk reaction to something that may have been fallible to us. You understand what I'm saying, brother? And that's for
Right.
real.
Right. Right. Just
That
really
ass.
quick, but just really quick, not changing the subject. For those of y'all listening, we're rocking tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Me and my man Damon from We Talk Hawks are gonna be on this channel talking about
Hmm.
fitness and how fitness can make your life better. So tune in
Oh
tomorrow
yeah.
at 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? For the 2 man panel, me and Damon, we're just gonna talk about fitness, how it changes
Hmm.
everything in your life, right? How getting fit, getting in shape helps everything. Okay, Lee, let my thing is black men and men in general, I guess, can be frustrated about how they're perceived at work.
Hmm.
They can be frustrated about how they're perceived in their neighborhood.
Hmm.
They can be frustrated with how they're perceived in their homes, right? And sometimes how they are perceived in their relationship. And
Hmm.
I have been around guys, and I've been that guy one time,
Hmm.
right? I've been that guy one time where my wife made more money than me, right?
Hmm.
What happened is I was at a whack job, working overtime. I was working minimum wage, and they offered me overtime. So if I could get time and a half off minimum wage, that was doing something. My wife had an office job, right? My wife had an office job. She was making like double what I was making with time and a half, right? So when the house payment come, she would always be the person calling the house payment people, making a house payment over the phone out of her account. And it would just irritate me so much that here I am, a man, and I can't even take care of my own household. She paid if she was paying all the major bills. Here I am paying like the little piece of shit bills, like the damn water bill and the cable bill. And my wife was paying the house payment, the car insurance, and the light bill. Right. And I'm paying, and I was out here paying, thank you. And here I am paying like the little teeny piece of shit bills, like, you know, I'm out here paying the damn furniture bill. I'm out here paying the furniture bill like $78 a month. You know what I'm saying? So I understand how easy it is to be an angry black man. It's easy, right? Because thank you. Look. So my thing is this. It's like if as a man, it's easy. It's very easy to become angry at your situation, right?
Yes.
And not just be angry in life. You know what I'm saying? Now, now that situation with her and myself didn't last like that forever. You know what I'm saying? But when you are, say, the breadwinner, but you're not winning the bread, it puts you in a frustrating situation. Like your wife can't even afford to
not
get
even just
sick.
the fact that the breadwinner, you're not even the breadwinner. You're supposed to be the man of the house. You can't even feel like you are the man because at the end of the day, her money calls all the shots.
Right. So how you feel about that? What if have you ever been in a situation where, and listen, you ain't got to get
Oh
into
yeah,
specifics. Don't get
yeah,
into
yeah.
specifics because it ain't none of nobody's business. But
No, 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 no,
but
no, no,
but what I
no,
wanted
no, no. I've been
to
in
ask
that
is,
situation.
okay.
I've been in that. I've been in that situation a few times with my current wife. But I mean, it's all about. I mean, you got to understand who you are as a man, and not focus on. I mean, use that energy, that frustration energy, and focus it in a positive manner to try to get yourself up out of that particular situation. You can't sit there and what's the key word? Dwell in it or allow it to consume you. Because if it consumes you, it's going to overtake you, and you're going to end up probably losing yourself and your family over something that you know what I'm saying that you still have control over. You know,
Right.
real talk,
Right. No, I
real
ain't.
talk.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. It does frustrate me some, right? Because
Hmm.
we didn't even get to the layers of that,
Hmm.
right? So in my mind, in my mind, when the missus was the breadwinner, she was
Hmm.
like in that man role or trying to be, and
Hmm.
I had to establish, like, you know what I'm saying, I am Mufasa in here. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
At the end of
I'm
the day,
Mufasa.
I'm still, you know, I still the swinging big penis around here. You know what I'm saying? This is my thing. I run this. What the heck?
Right. Right. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. When it comes to certain stuff,
Oh no.
yeah, let's see. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got you.
we got that got
I
to
I
go.
I got you. I got you.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. All right. Yeah. All right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Not that she was not that the missus is trying to, you know what I'm saying? It's okay. So here's the thing. Uh, Lee, imagine this, right? Imagine you work 14 hours. Your homeboy come pick you up for work. Y'all go out.
Mm-hmm.
You want to whack a packer all day. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You work 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? Say you work from, say you don't come in the house till whatever time. Say you don't come in the house till 8 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you're like, yo, babes, what's good? How come? I mean, there's dishes in the sink. Ain't no dinner cooked. And she like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I worked 8 hours today. You know what I'm saying? I worked 8 whole hours, you know what I'm saying, for this job, and they don't appreciate me. And then you walk in the door talking about where my dinner at. Why don't you cook dinner? You know what I'm saying? Why don't you
Mm-hmm.
cook dinner? And you're like, because I've been driving a bobcat all day in the dust. I've been moving gravel. I've been on the whacker packer packing dirt all day. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I make the most money around here. I should have to say.
See,
Now,
see, that's
now,
the
now,
problem.
cook dinner, and it better not be hamburger helper.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that woman. I'm not talking about you, but I like the example. She lost her mind because she tried to usurp your authority as a man. Because regardless, you know what I'm saying, and you know, as menial as they may try to look, look at you and the money that you make, it's the fact that you're still out here trying to do it. And see, that's the lack of appreciation of a man. And when you put yourself first, that's selfishness.
I'm
You
asking
know what I
you,
mean?
would that make you angry?
That make me more than angry.
Right.
That make me more than angry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would be furious.
You come in from your low paying job where you the low man on
High
the totem
stress,
pole. Yep. You're gonna
high
do
stress,
you doing
overworked.
all the manual labor. You doing it because you the low man on the totem pole. You get to the construction site, you unloading the pickup truck, right?
Hmm.
Lunchtime, they sending you to the store to get the orders. You coming back, you
Hmm.
got like 25 minutes to eat. They got an hour,
Hmm.
but you spent 35
Hmm.
minutes of your lunch getting their food, right?
Hmm.
And then you come home, and then the missus is like, yo, I make more money than you. Go in there and fry them pork chops.
See, that right there, that statement right there is what causes domestic violence.
Right.
That statement in itself is what will bring you into domestic violence because see, they don't understand words hurt. Words. That's the proverbial slap in the face. You basically put your hands on a man when you say something like that.
Right.
And the fact that, and I know some people say, well, how can you be so sensitive? Because, unfortunately, we're human and we still hurt and we have pain. But don't you
Okay.
ever, flip in my mouth. Say something like that.
Okay.
If you're going to continue to be with me.
Okay. Okay. The reason why I asked that is because some men can deal with it on a some men can deal with that situation on a temporary level. Like they like, you know what? Maybe she is stressed out at work. Maybe I need to talk to her, see what's stressing her. Is it me that's
I can
stressing
get
her?
that. I get that. I can get that. Yeah. I can
Right.
get that
And
too.
but others like myself, I have this Mufasa mentality. I'm the king of this
Hmm.
castle. I'm George Jefferson, right? I'm the king. I'm the king of this castle, right? You know what I'm saying? You
Hmm.
you could be the queen. You are the queen. There are no other queens. There ain't no other queens around town, no queens down the street. It's you, right? But the queen is not gonna. Now the queen could tell the king what to do, but the queen can't boss the king around. And sometimes the kings of castles get bossed around. And then you see those kings of those castles, you come across them at work, and they talk like women, bro. They legit talk like they have tampons on. Or whatever it is. I don't know what the women put in their panties, whatever. Pads. Yeah, that. Like men, like think about sometimes some of the men you talk to, and they come across so gentle. You're like, yo, this cat, he probably ain't never worked a hard job in his life.
Easy going. Too easy going.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and see, these things make black men angry, but a lot of black men are angry in varying degrees. Right? There's some black men, they rage out against everybody. They show up, they always lit. They like, yo, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? The energy all the way up, they super lit for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And then they wonder why people don't understand them. And then you got the ones that's on the opposite end of the spectrum. They sulk and keep to themselves. They angry too. They just show it in a different way. Yeah, they're angry also, but they show it in a different way. Like they'll be the snitches. Like anytime something happened on the job, they snitching. Yo, Corey Lee always takes 7 extra minutes for his lunch break. And then now HR looking at Corey Lee on the camera to see when you come back. And they're like, yo, Lee do come back 7 minutes. I ain't know how long Lee been doing this. And then they looking back far back as 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Just because one person is
got
angry.
With it.
Yeah.
Instead of just staying in your lane and doing what you do. Because I might want to, after I eat, I might be on the phone smoking a cigarette real quick. On my wife.
Right. That's what, but you know what though? That's what people do. Andrew Collins brings up a good point. He says Bitcoin is better money. It's the apex predator and devour every other asset class. Me and Hector from Project Nerd are gonna have this conversation on this channel next week. Bam. We're gonna have a conversation about that next week. I talked to him. I spoke with Hector today, and so we basically, you know what I'm saying, came to the resolution that that's what we're gonna talk about, because that man's an expert in that class. So okay. Yeah, man. So let me ask this. What type of angry black man do you come across the most frequent?
The ignorant, angry black man.
Okay.
Unfortunately, because I mean, and I hate to say that, because I still, I still come back to my community to some degree.
Okay.
And I try to keep myself. That's how I keep myself grounded and in touch what's going on to some degree. It makes me feel like I'm still me. But I come across the ignorant black, the angry, ignorant black man because he's mad for all of
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean by ignorant though?
Ignorant meaning, one, he can't express himself on why he's mad, but also two, he's mad at everybody else because the fact, I got a cousin. I'm not gonna tell him. I'm not gonna say what his name is. Unfortunately, he made some mistakes in his life.
A lot of people do. I made mistakes. You ever made mistakes in your life?
Yeah. Well, but it's type of mistakes that it cost him a lot of time,
Okay.
out of his life. So
Okay.
now he's out here, expecting people to take care of him, and we're like, yo, this work. But he's always kind of saying, no, they're not trying to hire me. No, you're not trying to work.
Right.
You're not trying to
Okay.
work. Don't call me too much. You're hungry, because you know what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna be real with you now. Not to say I don't love you, because this is love. I'm gonna shoot you $20, but with that $20, you better go get as much ramen as you possibly can. Talk about
Right.
you hungry.
Right.
Stretch that.
Right. You know I'm allergic to ramen, bro.
Wow.
Allergic to that. I'm allergic, y'all. Listen, I'm allergic to top ramen, and the reason why is because I have a shellfish allergy,
Oh.
and and I didn't know a secret ingredient in every flavor is shrimp shells. Every flavor, bro. Every flavor that you ever seen. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But let me autocorrect right now and say in the angry black man conversation in the realm, and I think we have to talk about this more, but in the angry realm conversation, we should consider who is angry and who is labeling the angry person,
Hmm.
right? Because just because a person acts out in the moment and they look like they're in a rage, all humans do that,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
All humans have a point of frustration where they become the tea kettle. You know what I'm saying? Like if you've ever seen so much heat on the tea kettle just bust out and start hollering. Everybody get
Hmm.
like that, man. Got to blow off some steam, you know.
Hmm.
And it's not always
You know,
good to hold that stuff on the inside. Sometimes you just got to let it go, right?
you
Let it
know,
go.
yeah, and I saw some a crazy video. What was it, yesterday? I was scrolling through my phone and I saw this video, and it was a brother, millionaire, walked into a bank. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to withdraw $100,000. The bank told him, well, you're gonna have to. I think this was like maybe on Wednesday or yeah, Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, you
He
can't do
wanted
that.
to, he had something, but you know what I'm saying? Wednesday or Thursday, they was like, well, you're gonna have to come back Tuesday because we don't have that type of money in the bank. And he's
Right. They
like,
don't keep
well,
that type of
why?
money in the bank. Yeah.
And I'm just saying, but but I understand these financial institutions no more. They don't keep the type of money in that particular bank no more.
Right. Right.
But but I kind of felt him because it's your money. Why can't say you can do what you want with my money because you got it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You over here doing X Y Z with my money. You know what I'm saying? But when I ask for my money back, it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't be mad at him. And the man was in there. The white manager was like, "Well, why are you escalating this?" And he's like, "Well, it needs to be escalated. This needs to be escalated because this is an issue that doesn't need to be like that." And he said, "That's all right." And he said, "You know what? What can I say? I'm closing all my accounts with y'all and I'm moving on." And I was like, "Wow,
Yeah.
that's
See,
wild."
that's the thing. That person should understand and this understand the black and white issue part of it. But
Hmm.
that same scenario is what created the
Hmm.
Great Depression in 1929. That same
Mm.
scenario, right? Somebody is like, "Yo, I'm gonna withdraw all my money, give it here, and don't say nothing. It's mine," right?
Hmm.
And then all of a sudden, when the bank say, "Hey, man, we don't keep that kind of cash on because of bank robberies," you know what I'm saying? We don't keep that
Hmm.
kind of money here. You know what I'm saying? We give that money to the reserve. They keep it stashed away, and we just replenish the money that we have on site. Any major purchase,
Hmm.
you can wire transfer the money, and then that way the IRS and everybody involved can track the money. You know what I'm saying? Anything like for instance, if you want to make a $11,000 deposit on a new house, the IRS gonna track it, right? But if you make a $9,999.99 transaction as a down payment on your house, the IRS ain't gonna track it. You know what I'm saying? And what happens
Yeah,
is,
they don't.
yeah, it's the $10
They don't.
limit. I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
No. It's the simple fact that anything under 10 grand is considered like this. Like for example, if you hit the lottery, just say you had a scratcher and you scratched off $10,000, you're gonna get all of that tax free. They're not even gonna mess with you. They don't consider that no real money. You understand what I'm saying? It's real money, but it's no life changing type money.
Right, right. And the thing as somebody that has fiduciary responsibility, I do understand that people that launder money, that's a real thing. People launder money. You know what I'm saying? And for what people don't know with launder money, say for instance, an example, an imaginary scenario. Like I ain't trying to catch no RICO charges. You know what I'm saying? Say for instance, you do rob the imaginary bank, right? Say you rob the imaginary bank and you just hold the money for like 6 years. You just sitting on it. You just trying to let the thing die down. Well, what happens is say you then go write a grant for a loan. Say you go write a grant to the federal government to get you some money to open the cleaners. And say a year later you open the cleaners, and now you take that stolen bank money and you take it through the cleaners, no pun intended. And what happens is that money that you took from the bank gets washed up, and the cleaners, now it's impossible to trace back to the original source. You know what I'm saying? And so in those situations, you're like, that's impossible to track money. And why would the government try to track all money? The government is not trying to track all money. The government is trying to stop crime and maintain taxes, this tax structure. You know what I'm saying?
Supposedly.
So when you walk to the bank,
supposedly.
I'm saying that now. I'm some of this stuff I'm learning again, and some of it I'm learning for the first time as I go through this course that I'm taking. But my thing is this: why would you walk into a bank and try to withdraw $50,000? Right? What place are you gonna go spend $50,000 at?
Hey, I don't. Maybe some people like to do business in cash.
Yeah,
Maybe,
$50,000. Yeah.
I mean, check me out now and hear me out. And I'm not saying that is correct, and I'm not saying it's financially responsible. But just imagine, and it's just like some people think this way. I go to the bank, I withdraw 50 grand, and then I'm on my way to Vegas. You know what I mean? And now I want to walk around here and look like I got money flowing out my pockets. You know what I mean? Even though I got money stashed away.
Right.
Some people like to flex like that, and that's not even. And I'm talking about white, black, blue, Asian, all types of things.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? A man, especially a man likes to feel like he's a man when he got cash, damn near falling out his pocket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I pop up to Vegas, and so here I go. I'm pulling out $10,000. Boom, let's go.
Yeah.
10,000 on black.
Yeah.
Spending
I mean,
that roulette wheel.
I get it. But to feed that ego trip that you're talking about, maybe there is a deficiency somewhere in that person's life. Because say you're an NBA player. Say you're RJ Barrett. Do you really need to walk around with $50,000, or can you get that money from the casino when you get there? Because what you can do is your bank will wire transfer you the money to that casino. That way you ain't got to fly across 9 states with $50,000 in cash. Plus, money is heavy If you ever had 100 ones in your pocket, I did that one time. It's so overrated, bro.
Mm.
I had 100
Mhm.
ones in my pocket. 100 ones, bro. It's so much money that you can barely fold it. Right?
It's
You gotta,
stupid.
you
It's
gotta
stupid.
put 2 or 3 rubber bands around it just to keep it from flapping like cards. Right?
Mhm.
My thing is if you think $100 worth of ones is ridiculous, imagine carrying $50,000 in cash. I'm not overly criticizing the dude. I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff. I don't want black people to get juked out by that. Now if he said something along the lines of black men can't walk down the street without getting choked out, getting killed, I'd have been like, okay, you got a point.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But the scenario that he just mentioned, that's what started the Great Depression. One dude went to the
Mhm.
bank and said to draw out all his money. The bank teller said the money ain't here. He went outside and was like, yo, the bank said they ain't got no money. Then everybody in the neighborhood was like, yo, where my money at? Where my money at? And everybody rushed the bank to get their money. Excuse me. And the money wasn't there.
Mhm.
And so now
Mhm.
the money they did have, they had to give out the money that they didn't have. The end of the day, the money didn't have any bank. The bank failed. People started going to other branches. Those branches failed, and before you know it, it's a domino effect all the way around the world.
Mhm. Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's these little things, man. I'm just hoping that black people don't get juked out by certain stuff. Like say for instance, if that man has said, um, black families don't get respect on the great stage, then I'd have
Mhm.
been like, you know what? I agree. I agree. I agree with that. You feel
Mhm.
me? You know, if you say a black man can't have nothing, people are always trying to tear him down. I'd be like, you
Mhm.
know what? I can kind of see where you
You can
coming
feel them
from.
on that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm
Yeah,
not
but it
saying
was
that
just
that's true for
interesting.
every situation. I'm saying
Mhm.
it's true for a lot of situations. Like the cat, the not Black Panther. What's the other Marvel dude, the black dude from Creed?
From Creed. Oh, you talking about from Creed? Oh, you talking about what's his name?
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. All of a sudden,
Mm.
women from out of nowhere show up. And you know who else? Deshaun Watson. The the
That
the
was crazy.
the story,
That,
what he was charged for, and then you notice that story went away, right? But
quick.
if you watch the if you read the court documents, this lady basically, like these 2 or 3 ladies, basically tried to get a class action lawsuit against Deshaun Watson, except they didn't want to take it to court that way. They were like, "Yo, if you just
Mm.
pay me $35,000, all this will go away." That's
They was trying to extort him.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah.
extortion. But see, this is my issue. This is my issue, and this is just me thinking, speaking. I honestly believe that just like Ime Adoka situation, all that got perpetuated by people above him because, well, especially Deshaun Watson, because he wanted to get out of Houston. He
Okay.
knew that was a dumpster fire. He knew that he could not be successful. The owner did not appreciate it, and he knew that there was some little secrets that he had going on, supposedly, because I still don't feel like that young man is
Allegedly.
guilty because
Yeah.
yeah, he kept coming back. They kept coming back.
Okay.
This is supposed to be happening on 4 or 5 different occasions with every single one of them,
Right.
but y'all kept coming back,
Right.
and I don't get it. I don't get it. If that was supposedly happening, first of all, I raised my daughters to be.
If it was that, why would you invite him to your house
Thank you.
multiple times after the fact?
That's my point.
Yeah.
Like I think people honestly try to, you know, young black men, they make themselves victims to certain things because they don't understand. If it's that damn easy, then it ain't. It's more than likely that it's not good for you.
Right. Right.
If it's that damn easy, it's not. You know what I'm saying? There's an agenda to set you up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because see, even though and that's why he got that particular contract that he got too.
Yeah.
That guaranteed particular contract he got because they knew it was a sham that what happened to
Fully
him.
guaranteed. Yep. 200 plus million, fully guaranteed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they knew that was some bullshit.
Yeah.
That was some bullshit that he got drugged, and that the simple fact that the Houston's owner did not want to lose their charter
Yeah. Yeah.
because honestly the owner set him up. Now that
Okay.
whole M8 Udoka thing, you know what I'm saying? That was consensual,
Right.
consensual. But
Right.
who's the GM or the president? What's his name? What's that young boy used to be the head coach?
Oh, Brad Stevens. Some of the Celtics.
Brad
Yeah.
Stevens. Brad
Yeah.
Stevens the one who threw him under the bus. Brad
Okay.
Stevens the one who put that out there in the news. Brad Stevens did that. And ain't no way in hell. Nobody can tell me that did not, you know what I'm saying, he didn't do that. Because he's the only person who had access to stuff like that and put it out there like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And pop the top on that can.
Okay. All right. Let me ask this last question before we get out of here. Right?
Hmm.
Why are black men so angry? Right? Like why are we so, because it's one thing excuse me. It's one thing to be angry, like all the stuff that we discussed, but why are
Hmm.
we on 10 with it? You know what I'm saying?
Do you really want to hear my answer? I got one. I got it. 400 years of the same bullshit.
Okay.
400 years, bro.
Okay.
For 400 years. You know, those of us, our fellow ancestors who've been enslaved, the fact that we've been segregated, now that before we got our freedom, they found a way to put a loophole in that. You know what I'm saying? There's always was a loophole, and we always had to fight and get over it. It's just instead of just, accepting us for who we are and why we're here and allowing us to be a part of this. But see, you know what I'm saying? And in the thought pattern, not all white people think this way, and God bless them, not all of them do, because we wouldn't be this way. But the fact that you know what I'm saying? Why don't you just let us live? Why don't you open the doors? You understand what I'm saying? But see, and also too, and stop pitting the poor white man against us and telling us who's screwing him over
Okay. Okay.
when it's actually the federal government who wants to keep everybody in. The federal government ain't happy. I'm not saying the federal government. Let me not put the federal government. The powers that run the government
Right.
aren't happy, are not happy if we all kumbaya, let's get along. They can't, because they can't control minds and pass laws and do certain funky ass shit unless they got that dumb shit going on. Real talk.
Right. Right. I'm gonna say to that, I'm gonna say to that I think the reason why we are so angry is because it's a accumulation and a never ending cycle, right?
Yeah.
On your job, you ain't making no money. In the streets, they talk shit. You come home, your girl frustrated that you ain't making no money, and motherfuckers talking, people talking about y'all, gossiping and shit, right? And then you get mad in the streets and get mad at home, and then you go back to your job and you frustrated at the job. Now you talking shit at the job. Now the boss really ain't gonna pay you. Now you really mad talking shit in the streets. Then you go home and you really frustrated. Excuse me, because your wife, however, just got a nickel raise at work. And a nickel ain't shit, but it's more of a raise than what you got. So now you really mad because your wife is proving that she worthy on the job, or your girl, you know what I'm saying, your old lady, whatever you call her. And then now you really mad, not at her, but yes at her. Because how you gonna go to your job and get a nickel raise, and I work way harder than you, and they talk about they cutting back hours at the plant, right? and so you go there to the job, you mad, you know what I'm saying? You know, this time last year everybody was working overtime. This year they sending everybody home an hour early every day. So now not only did you get a raise, you didn't get a raise, now your check is short. And then now motherfuckers in the street is talking shit about you. You know what I'm saying? You know that motherfucker old lady look good, boy. She need a man. Her man ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then you go home, you walking in the house, and then Lester walking by the house like, hey, lady. And then your old lady like, hey, boy, get out of here. What you doing? And you see that. Now you gonna get your ass in the house. You out here waving that. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all arguing. And now all I did was wave. And then now you really frustrated. Then you go to work, come to find out they laying off. You know what I'm saying? They ain't telling nobody who getting laid off or whatever. And then now you really mad. You know what I'm saying? And then the little things is what gets you. You go to the store, all you got is $10. All you want to do is put a little bit of gas in your car, get you a pack of Newports, and get you a old English 800. That's all you want with these $10. And then now the lady ring you up and she like, yo, that'll be $10.49. And you like, $10.49? What the hell going on? Hey, price of gas went up. Price of cigarettes done went up. And now she like, well, how much? Which one you gonna put back? Just give me $4.51 worth of gas. You know what I'm saying? Now you embarrassed in the street, and then now you go home, and then you go home, right? And your old lady done got a dime raise at work, and they done changed her job title. Now she got some fancy ass title, and your ass, it's rumors at work that they're gonna be laying off. And then y'all arguing over bullshit. Y'all arguing over hamburger helper or leg quarters. Like she asking, like, baby, what you want to eat? Can we go out? Can we go out to hey, what's that Chinese place? Benihana's. Let's baby, can we go out to Benihana's so that we can, you know, so we can celebrate my days? And you like, hell no, we ain't gonna fuck. No, you always want to go out somewhere and eat. You know what I'm saying? Know how hard time is and all this stuff. And then come to find out. And the thing about it is, you wasn't taking her out no way because times was hard. But now that you got less money, you really ain't taking her out now. But when you met her, you used to take her out all the time.
Because see, you know, I'm gonna say before that though, you trying to devise a plan or trying to explain the try to break the bad news, like, yo, this might be going down. But now
but Lee, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing though. You can't tell a woman about potential bad news because you know what they'll do? They will worry. Right?
Panic.
They'll panic. Not saying I disagree with you, right? Because your wealth of you listen, your knowledge base when it comes to life is probably deeper than mine. But I'm just speaking from my experiences, right? You tell a woman about something that may be bad, but it's not bad yet, they're gonna panic. Now instead of you having leg quarters. Salute to my man Rel. Rel is in the building. My guy Rel is in the building. Rel from We Talk Mavs. Y'all make sure y'all check out We Talk Mavs, man. They have excellent content. That's my guy. Rel, we over here having some real talk, bro. We over here having that real talk, bro. You know, but Lee, listen, man. If you tell your lady that something bad might happen, she gonna worry about that every day, and then she gonna come back to you with some shit like, yo, well, pastor say, and you like, pastor say, when you start listening to him, and she can be like, when I decided that I want to go to heaven instead of hell. You know what I'm saying? and then all of a sudden you come home and her parents in the living room. When y'all get here, and they like, you ain't glad to see us? Yeah, I'm glad to see you, but ain't nobody told me y'all was coming. Yeah.
Like, keep. Yeah, this is still my house. Can I get a say so? Who walks through the fucking door?
Yeah, or tell me if they coming.
Yeah. It's not like I'm gonna deny you, but damn, give me a heads up.
Right. And then
because I instead of putting my dirty drawers in the hamper, I might have threw them on the floor in the bathroom.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Motherfuckers didn't do that from time to time.
Yeah, but you see how stuff snowball though? You see how things snowball? It's like a cycle. And then on top of all of that stuff, you feel like you about to get laid off from the plant. They cutting back, then cut back hours, right? Dudes on the streets talking shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. He ain't nothing. If he ever turn his back, I'm a, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna snatch that body. You know what I'm saying? You know the body snatchers is always looking. They always creeping, right? And so then you find out one of your kids is being bad in school because they being bad because they sense the tense atmosphere at home. Yeah, so they acting out at school, and then now you got to get off. Now you got to get off from work. One of them hours you was short. Now you got to take 2 hours off that check to go get your son because he cutting up. He at school fighting. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying the whole thing, man. Just I think that is what that cycle is what makes black men so angry, bro. That entire cycle. Work, society, and home. Work, society, and home. Work, society, and home. One adds one extra straw on the camel's back. Right? Right. Nobody takes a bale of hay and put it on the camel back. It's just everybody just keep adding one straw at a time, till you get to the point where that one last straw is a straw that broke the camel back. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking it is. You know, why are black men so angry? It's because of that. Like, and then Lee, here's the other part too. Here's the reason why I say it's our fault. You're going through all this shit, right? You're going through all this stuff. Right? You're going through all these things. Your relationship is starting to get rocky because you're not treating your old lady right. Right? You kind of need to vent at work because you feel like, Lee, they bring in a young dude that's old enough to be your grandson to do your job, and then they be like, Lee, train him. You already know what that means. You training your replacement.
Yep.
Right? You training your replacement
for the bullshit.
Yep. And then out in the streets, you driving that old Chevy Blazer. You driving that 98 Chevy Blazer where everybody on your block done got new cars except y'all. You know what I'm saying? But y'all still that loud ass Chevy Blazer, the one with the exhaust be popping when you coming home. Put.
You need a brand new Cadillac converter, quick as hell.
Yeah. The new and the thing about the catalytic converter, you got the part, but you can't afford to put it on because they cut your hours at work. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, yo, what's really going on here? You in that cycle. Now you asking, hey babes, can you pull a couple of overtime shifts at work so that we can get this catalytic converter put on? She like, hell no. I ain't working no extra hours for you to fix Joan. You know how women, hey, I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but women always give cars names and they always be like weird names, right? Like in this case, like you tell the old lady, she like, hey, boss, I hate to talk to you, you know what I'm saying? I hate to, you know what I'm saying? I hate to interrupt your desperate housewives, but you think you could pull a couple of shifts this week so we can get the so that we can get Junior to put the catalytic converter on Jones? And she's like, no, you trying to get Jones fixed? Why you always be trying to fix Jones? Why can't we have no new car? All my girlfriends got new cars. My mom and them got a new car, and we still struggling. And then you go to work the next day and find out that you done got laid off. You go to work the next day, find out you laid off. They give you a severance package. You know what I'm saying? They give you 2 months of checks, and then you got unemployment for 4 months, right? It ain't nothing but 40% of your check, right? So while you get an immediate windfall of money, right? You get, say you get paid twice a month. So you get 4 paychecks. Now you can get Jones fixed. You can get Jones fixed, right? But now you got to find you a job. And you staying home. And your wife coming in the door. She done worked all day. And there's dishes in the sink. And she gonna go to the moon. No. Or she done work all day. You ain't help her get out the house. You laid up in the bed. You ain't help the kids get ready for school.
You ain't get them up school. You ain't did shit.
You ain't cook no breakfast. You ain't did, because you ain't used to it. You didn't know that was actually work. You just told your old lady to do it. You know what I'm saying? Now you in that position.
Or you made your kids. You just made your kids. Mom will make them kids. Yo, you better pour you some cereal and get the hell up out this door before.
Right.
But that's what they do. But I've been through that position. I've been in that position before. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. You know.
Right. Talking about the good news, bad news. The bad news.
The good news, bad news.
But the good news is
I got a couple.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They gave me a few dollars to hold us down. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get back on my dean and get back out here and get to work or find something soon.
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then with that, but here's the thing. With them 2 paychecks you got, with them 4 paychecks you got, the missus don't want to fix Jones. She want a new car. You know what I'm saying? And y'all renting. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been renting for like 9 years. So she like, why are we always renting? We too old for this. We 40. You know what I'm saying? Should we be buying a house? All these questions come into, and you like, how the fuck we gonna buy a house? But I ain't got no job. And she's like, well, get a job. Jobs ain't easy to find. And you like, oh, okay. I see where this is going. I see where this is going. I see where this is going here. You know what I'm saying? She like, when you go to the store, you know, when you unemployed and you go to the store, she's like, oh, you going to the store? Yeah, I gotta get me a pack of cigarettes and a beer. Oh, you got to have cigarettes? And you like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? She trying to get you to downsize, like why you smoking Newports? Why you ain't smoking Mavericks? You know what I'm saying? Why you got to smoke less cigarettes? You ain't doing nothing but burning up paper. You know what I'm saying? Lee, you must not have never been in a situation like that.
Oh, believe me, I have. I'm laughing because I know. I've been there.
Right.
I've been there.
Why you got to drink a beer every day? You know what I'm saying? And don't mess around and let your beard grow.
Oh my God.
They think you done gave up on life. You know, how you gonna get an interview when you growing a beard? And you like, oh, I've been wanting to grow a beard my whole life. Every job I've been on told me no. Right? You know, it's one of them things like the policy they like, and I'm sure that they don't do it now, but just for the sake of, you know. But that's the thing. You see how the cycle go, and I think that's the reason why black men are so angry. Right? Not the fact that they doubt themselves. Sometimes I feel like it's the multiple different. It's like playing spades where you get like 7 bad hands in a row. You know what I'm saying? You and your partner going bored for 7 straight hands, and people looking at you like y'all can't play.
Or you don't know how to bid your hand.
Yeah, or you don't know how to bid your hand, but you ain't got nothing out the deck. And you like, y'all must be setting the deck or something. We ain't setting no deck. It's just they going to Boston twice, and you ain't got no hand. Lee, you a spades player, bro?
Hell yeah. I think I know Michael Jordan in spades personally, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. I was
but
asking
because I don't
okay, bro.
Because I see I'm not the type that play with all that trump. Ace high.
Yeah. House rules.
Ace high. That's only house rules. Ace high.
So you ain't playing with no jokers.
I ain't playing with none of that. None of that.
No deuces wild.
No, none of that. I don't play with the training wheels.
Right. Yeah. And the thing about it is, and I don't think people get it, is for black men, this stress starts at an earlier age, in my opinion, than others. Because a lot of times the little boy that's say playing a PlayStation in the living room is listening to mom and dad argue about stupid shit like, the fuck you mean we gotta eat hamburger helper? Where them pork chops at? We ate them pork chops last week. We ain't had no money to go to the store and get no more pork chops. No, you know how you love them smothered pork chops and rice. You know what I'm saying? And so now he looking like, oh my God, we poor. You know what I'm saying? All these different things, man. All these different things. And then they watching TV. And they watching, like, these young kids watching TV. They see all these stink ass rappers with all this fake jewelry around their neck. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that's the wave.
Getting influenced. Getting influenced.
Yeah. They watching a rapper take Corey Lee's monthly salary and throw it on a stripper.
Supposedly, even if those are real ones or whatever.
Yeah, they taking Corey Lee whole monthly salary and throwing it on a stripper. Right? Say, for the sake of argument, just for a round number, say Corey Lee make $10,000 a month. This dude takes 10 stacks, take the rubber band off, and just throw them on top of a stripper. And then your son, you know what I'm saying, see your check. You're like, hey, Pops, you make 10 stacks a month. Yeah, man. But by the time we finish all these damn bills, it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
And he gonna be lucky to walk away with $3,000.
Yeah, lucky. That's why Jones ain't fixed. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is he gonna be like, damn, my pop broke as hell. So now you got the job, the streets, your wife, and then now your kids
and your child,
and then now your kids looking at you like you destitute. So now you got to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Now you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Now you gotta do something big like buy a Mercedes, right? to impress everybody. Now you got to put some rims on Jones. Knowing Jones broke now. You know Jones broke down. Jones need a catalytic converter. But instead of getting a catalytic converter fixed, We're gonna buy some $2,100 rims to go on Jones.
Oh God.
Am I off, or is this real life?
Yo, it's in certain scenarios for certain folks, yeah. Unfortunately, and people go through that, in some relationships and certain people in certain lives. This is, it may be here right now, and next thing you know, it's up and down. You can't. People have to understand that life is a process, and sometimes, you got to go through things in order to get someplace. And every time, you know what I'm saying, you go through something, it always gets better the next step. Because now you know for certain things that you have to look out for. You
Right.
know, it's an educational thing. It brings wisdom, knowledge, and strength.
Right. Right.
Because you and your mate can make it through that tough situation, then ain't nothing stopping you.
Ain't that?
Nothing stopping you.
And you should
Ain't
be
nothing.
nothing should stop you anyway, right?
Hmm.
But excuse me, I've seen people break up for less than that. I
Oh.
saw a dude, right? Saw a dude, was with a dude. We at work. We decided to go to lunch.
Hmm. Hmm.
We all go to lunch, and we see this motherfucker whip his head around like the Exorcist, and he storm off. And I'm like, yo, what the hell going on? His wife is in the food court talking to a guy, right? He all loud in the food court. Bitch, I know you ain't out here. He like, you know how some dudes get so mad they can't talk. Like, oh, I know you ain't. And she like, man, I just came to get lunch. This dude stopped me. I don't even know who he was. He asked me some questions. I'm out here getting a sandwich so that I could go back to work. And my man is like, no, you ain't. He broke up with her on the spot. That's his wife. He broke up with her. He out here, he's like, I caught you with this alley cat. You know what I'm saying? There's all these Orange Juice Jones sayings. You know what I'm saying? But Lee, I've seen it the other way too. I had a homeboy.
Oh.
I had a homeboy named Tiger. Wife was fine, bro. I mean, I'm sorry, not his wife, but his girl. His girl was fine, bro. Tiger wife was fine, bro. Right? We had a layoff at work. Tiger got laid off. Don't you know she quit him the same day? I just can't live like this. I can't live like this. I can't live without the support. I mean, what? I just can't. How the bills gonna get paid? She just walked out on him, packed his stuff, and left.
And those are people who, they got conditions for their love. There's conditions.
Okay.
People who got like, this is crazy. That wasn't no relationship anyway. You know what I'm saying? On either end, whatever, however you want to look at it, from the male's perspective or the female's perspective, you put contingencies in your relationship.
Right.
Well, if it goes left right here, it's just like that video you sent me. Oh my God, if we go through some hard times, yeah, she had her emergency pack. She had her emergency pack ready and gone.
Yeah.
She knew what she was gonna do.
From the get
She had a survival package. Yeah, she had a survival package.
Right.
Because certain people in life are not built to go through the struggle.
Right.
They don't understand for richer, for poorer, for sickness and in health.
Right.
So death do us part.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't understand what that is. They don't understand what the commitment is. That's why we don't get married no more.
Right.
That's why we don't get married no more.
Right.
And so, and that's because people can't deal. People cannot deal with the tough times. People aren't built like that no more. They're
Right.
quick to move on. They find it. They, like I say this all the time. Society is built for a black woman to survive better without a man than with a man.
Okay. Okay. I got a I'm trying to find a TikTok video so that we can do a video on it later on at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I
got it. I send it back to you.
No, I got it. I just need to email it to myself, move it from my phone to the desktop. That's all I'm doing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man.
What's
so
69 live?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What's good? What's good? Yeah, man. So the rainy day thing is real, bro. Like some of them feel like, hey, it got to be sunny every day because one drop of rain is. Some dude said sunny days, everybody loves them, but tell me, can you stand the rain?
The rain,
right?
Can you?
Right. Yeah, man.
And that is crucial. That's crucial. What
bro.
kind of because what are you built for?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you just built for convenience, then I can go find that anywhere. I can find that anywhere. You a dime a dozen.
If it's just WAP, I can find that anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. Because just like my man, shout out to my man Bully when he said, "Yo, why you gonna give this chick 500 grand? Well, I can go check you up to the Bronx and I can find you 5 or 6 different same type.
I can get 10 of them I can get 10 of them off Fordham Road for damn $3,000.
Yeah, not even that for a chopped cheese and a Heineken
and an Arizona
and a bag of Buddha.
Yeah,
and a bag of Buddha, man. Are you serious?
Yeah, and some Gorilla Glue. Yeah, you got to smoke.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And some birthday cake. You got to smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, man. But Lee, man, as usual, it's been a pleasure, man. Thank you for hanging out with me.
My brother. No, my brother, it's my honor. It's always my honor.
Man, sometimes these topics be tough, though, bro. Don't these topics these topics be tough, man? Why are black men so angry? That's crazy, right?
Yeah, but I pray every day that that we can overcome our obstacles that we have to deal with. So that's all it basically is. And we also got to be comfortable. We got to be comfortable in ourselves too, because we can't. Certain people aren't built to be. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, but certain motherfuckers ain't built to be that either.
Right.
That just ain't you.
Right. I want to do a conversation tomorrow about self-esteem. Is self-esteem a real thing? You know what I'm saying? And I know it sounds like a simple time. Like Uncle Freezy, what you mean is self-esteem a real thing? Yo, every time y'all get money, the first thing y'all do is buy something to change the way you look.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you get money, listen.
Mm-hmm.
I can Cash App Corey Lee $100,000 right now. The first thing Corey Lee gonna do is go buy a watch, a necklace, or something. Go buy a car, something like that to improve his self-worth. When all he had to do was leave that money in the bank. And that's just an example. You know what I'm saying? I can send the ladies that watch this $100,000 on Cash App. The first thing they do, they're gonna go get that Brazilian hair you put in the microwave so that their hair can look weaverly luscious. So they can look like them Egyptian chicks. So they can look like them North African chicks. So they can look like they from Lebanon or Tunisia or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Knowing good and well you ain't from no Lebanon. You know what I'm saying? No, they gonna go get them fingernails. What's them tips?
You from Lebanon, Tennessee?
Yeah, they asked from Lebanon, Tennessee. Right. Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. My thing is, I want to have the conversation about that. I'm going to try to recruit some others. But tomorrow we're definitely doing the Witness to Fitness show. Myself and Damon from We Talk Hawks, and then tomorrow I also want to do is self esteem a real thing. To my Lawrence Tears family, I'm trying to find something to talk about this boring summer. Ain't really nothing to talk about. Just don't want to get there and talk about Tom Thibodeau rotations. RJ Barrett sucked. Julius Randle is a baby. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's hard finding topics to talk about. And I know I'm the topic king, right? But it's just hard to find. So once I find something for us to talk about, chop it up, man, we're gonna get back to it. But as for today, Lee, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you for joining me, bro. Bully Boulevard, if you still watching, man, I hope everything go right with you and the fam. You know what I'm saying? We praying for you. You know what I'm saying? We praying for you, Bully. And we praying for you
all
and the fam.
time.
We hope everything, you know what I'm saying, goes well. Take your time, boss. We'll see y'all around the way.
Peace.